Okay, guten Abend, mein lieb Freund in Deutschland. Ich heiße Walter Franz, Holy Smoking Pie Padre. Okay, the video I uploaded yesterday is not able to be viewed in Germany, Deutschland. Sadly to say, das tut mir leid. So, the thing is, I'm making this video for you guys, especially, hopefully. Having some problems with my iPad Pro camera. It doesn't seem to be working. Don't know what's going on with that, so I'll try this one more time. If it doesn't work, then I'll try something else to make this little intro to you guys. So I'm making a new video, and it's mostly for you guys. Other people can watch it as well, but hopefully this will not have any copyright strikes against it, because the other one obviously had some music playing in the background, and YouTube said, naughty, naughty boy. We're not going to let it play in other countries. So anyway, this video hopefully is for you. I talk about some of the same things. It's a different video. It's not identical, but it talks about some of the similar things. So hopefully you will enjoy, and we'll see you next time. Tschüss. Well, howdy there, pipe pals and cigar pals. It is I, the old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre. And we're doing a little video here using my iPad Pro right there. And there's a reason for trying to use this iPad Pro. Because I'm going to try to use the iPad Pro using iMovie to actually do a green screen. So I'm going to try to, if it works, I should have a little bit of a interesting green screen in the background there. But the other videos, you'll just see the green screen. Got my trusty rusty GoPro Hero 3 Plus. Last time when I used the Hero 3 Plus, it only recorded 15 minutes of the video. And I don't know exactly what went wrong with that. So anyway, we're just back here and kind of I'm kind of taking a leaf out of Chris Pirillo's book. Good old Chris Pirillo, the tech guy, young tech guy. And even though he's probably not, well, actually he drinks beer. He's a beer drinker. Yeah, he drinks beer. So, not saying that's bad or good. Just saying that hey, he's a young guy and he loves to drink beer. Supposedly, he was making a video and cracked open some kind of a Belgian ale or something and said he loved it and didn't care if it was the wrong time of the day. For him, that's what he wanted. That was his box opening liquid. So okay. So anyway, well, I'm here. I'm smoking a Java mint latte. Java mint latte. Don't know where that camera is. Anyway, I don't know if that says. Anyway, Java mint latte. And at first, when I tried the Java mints, I always loved my Java lattes. And I even have what I call affectionately a 50-50 cup of coffee right over here from Starbucks. It's what I call 50-50. It's 50% heavy cream, no sugar, and 50% iced coffee. And I pretty much live off of those. At least I could. So, yes, I know it's high in fat, but on a ketogenic diet, it's just what the doctor ordered. So anyway, I'm sitting here at my little man cave here, and I'm using the iPad. On this one here, I'm using the iPad Pro. No, I'm sorry, iPad Mini. I think this is like the first edition iPad Mini, or maybe it was the second edition. But I'm using that, and this is probably a 4, maybe 5-year-old little iPad Mini. But I just updated it to the latest version of the iOS 9.2 or something, just a few minutes ago, and I'm just going to see how it records video. And of course, over here I've got the iPad Pro that you've seen in my other video on the other multicam editing. And so anyway, I'm just today's my official day off. Yesterday was a holiday, President's Day, and after I celebrated liturgy, I pretty much didn't have anything on my calendar. This week I've got quite a lot of stuff to do. Last week was actually a little bit busier, but this week I still have lots of things to do. But last week I took a couple of lengthy drives, and I almost thought about putting the old iPad. I'm sorry, the iPad, the Hero Black Edition 3 Plus on the old car and going for a drive and down Highway 70 and letting you just see how absolutely spectacular and gorgeous Highway 70 is. It just takes your breath away. For me, it looks an awful lot like I used to be in my high school years into model railroad building, and sometimes the model railroaders would try to build little mini scenes from the Sierra Nevadas or the Rockies, and so when I was driving down Highway 70 a few months back when I first discovered it, actually for the second time, I was amazed. It looked like God was out playing with his model railroad set, because all the trains and mountains, and looks like something from what model railroaders used to do. So I thought I'd just get on here and take one more, just to take it some time to enjoy a little bit of leisure, and maybe say just kind of talk about a few things. That is good. I got to tell you, that is good. So I'm just trying to again use and experiment with the technology that I have. And I was watching one of those Chris Pirillo videos today. I used to watch him quite a bit. But he had a review of the iPad Pro. I wanted to see what his take was on it. But he goes, another piece of technology that'll be obsolete within a year. And I'm afraid that is pretty accurate. In fact, it's actually obsolete probably the day it hits the shelves. It just takes a few months for it to be out of date, and then becomes obsolete rather rapidly. Kind of like a loaf of bread. You bring it home from the store, and within a few weeks, if you don't take care of it, it will start to mold and it'll go bad. So anyway, it's been one of those kind of a nice, quiet, knock on wood. Sometimes I got to be careful, but yeah, sometimes it's a nice day. Anyway, had a lot of nice little comments on my last video I uploaded. Yeah, I like to play with the technology, and a lot of it is pretty simple now. I started with Final Cut Pro HD, Final Cut Pro 6, which is still a wonderful program. I haven't fired that up in quite a while. I'm almost thinking I should just try to, it's a little bit more, there's a little bit more to Final Cut Pro, the original Final Cut Pro. Certainly it's a different workflow, and but you can do some, really nice things. But again, now with 4K video coming out, I guess that would be my question now. Can Final Cut Pro, the original, handle 4K video? I think it can, but you know what? I'm going to have to research that one. It may not. Final Cut Pro 6, was right there at the cutting edge when HD was starting to really be the cat's whiskers. And, people were, for whatever reason, they were using Final Cut Pro professionally, in newsrooms and movie theaters, or filmmakers were. Coen brothers, they had a documentary about the Coen brothers and how they did a lot of their post-video editing on Final Cut Pro. So anyway, yeah, that's just something that once you kind of get bit by the film bug, you kind of try to think of new things to do. The other level that I got into, and I didn't really get too far into it, but I wish I had more time, is After Effects. Adobe After Effects. Really fun program, and Andrew Kramer, video co-pilot, that guy is just phenomenal. In fact, he's worked on many now Hollywood blockbuster movies, Star Trek, and I know he worked on one of the Star Trek, maybe both the Star Trek movies. So anyway, so a couple people made some comments about, hey, that's pretty cool special effects you got doing, and it's kind of fun to see you play with all that stuff. But I tell you, a lot of it, I learned on the internet, YouTube. YouTube is in many ways the new modern classroom. Now, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube that probably is not, shall we say, kosher, but there's a lot of stuff there that you can learn a great deal, probably even more than you would say actually in a film school. Now, I'm not saying that it would be a waste of time or money to go do a film school professionally, but there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of them that are younger folks that I've been watching. Zach King, he was one. A guy named eMeek77. I think he dropped off the earth. I don't know what happened to him. He gave great Final Cut Pro and motion tutorials. Then he got into, what was that other one, the 3D editing one? Anyway, he was getting into a lot of 3D. Was it Mocha? I don't think it was Mocha. But anyway, he got into a lot of really great. He did a lot of Shake videos. Shake was a phenomenal program, truly a professional grade. I mean, so was Final Cut Pro and Motion at the time, several years ago. But Shake was this compositor program, which that had a learning curve, and I never did. To me, Shake. I mean, I'm sure some people who are talking about me hear me ramble on about Shake were probably going to think, well, I don't know what your problem is, buddy. It's pretty simple and straightforward. But it was just a very different program. And you basically linked video and effects together with these little strings, these little digital chords or whatever. I forgot what they called them now. But anyway, and you kind of like little cables, and they each little effect, you could tie it together with certain different effects and tie it together to just one or two maybe little scenes as you built your composite. So you had your green screen footage, then you might have some operations on that, so you'd maybe color balance it, whatever. Anyway, it's just fascinating stuff. I tried to follow a couple of the old eMeek's videos on Shake compositing, and I even got a copy of Shake, a full-blown copy of Shake, and then after I bought it, I found out Apple was like they are wont to do. They'll go down a certain little path, and then they just come to a dead end. And that's sad in some ways, but again, it's technology driven. So who knows? Who knows what? What? I don't know if they're even using Shake anymore. I know Avid was a big a big compositing video editing program they used in newsrooms and and TV and movies. But I never did get into Avid. So anyway, I'm just kind of sitting here playing around with this, and I just thought also I would kind of maybe do a little talk about the old ketogenic diet here. I didn't really go into a lot of that last video, so I'll probably just kind of talk about that for a few minutes and then close up the video and can see if I can compile this and see what kind of little special effects I can render and to have fun with this. I'll be just about today's the 16th. I started the ketogenic diet on December 22nd, and I went all the way through Christmas and New Year's without any treats, no fast food, no sugar, no nothing like that. So I'm about almost 8 weeks into a full ketogenic diet. I even went and got a glucometer. Don't know if I mentioned that to my YouTube audience here. That sounds a little bit arrogant when I say it like that. But you know, some of you people, there's a few of you that are so kind, and you notice when I'm not making as many videos, and you compliment me or say positive things, and I'm sorry. It kind of makes me feel like I need to be a little accountable to those of you who still follow my channel. And again, I appreciate those of you who do leave comments periodically and ask questions. I try to answer most of the questions when I can. But anyway, getting back to the old ketogenic diet. One last thing before I do that, though. I'm using the old Stogie Stein here. You might remember the old Stogie Stein. And I like this old thing. I got it a few years ago. I think I got it from Bob's Little Havana cigar shop down in Vacaville. And the thing I like about the old Stogie Stein is you can put your little cigar right there in the little tray. Holds it nicely. Plus, it's got a lighter that hides neatly into the grip, and underneath it's got a little guillotine for your cigars. And that just magnetically sticks to the bottom, just like that. Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. Okay? So, thought I'd pull out the old cigar stein as I make this video. So anyway, getting back to the ketogenic diet, it is Lent, and I'm trying to kind of think about, I wanted to try to fast in the manner of, say, the Eastern Catholics this year, but I just didn't get into the flow of that early. I missed Meat Fair Sunday. I missed Cheese Fair Sunday, and so anyway, last week was Ash Wednesday for us. I mean, we're in the first week of Lent technically, and then so what I'm going to try to do is instead of trying to just go absolutely cold turkey, although I have been fasting on Wednesdays and Fridays, and that's a good thing. But I'd like to do a little bit more, and so I am thinking about some other things. And it's just interesting that as I learn more about the health and fitness, how it flows over into the spiritual side of my life, the religious side of my life, the two balance each other. They complement each other. So even though on one hand, there's the whole dietary quote-unquote concept or health concept to fasting, and quote-unquote, weight loss, if you want to call it that, fat burning, it does tie in many ways to spirituality. So I am trying to, work out of both of those dialectics, and because I do think we're not disembodied spirits. Our physical well-being has a great impact on our spiritual well-being. And if you're healthy, you're taking care of yourself. And I know that if somebody is new to the channel and they go, "What? You're talking about health and fitness and you're smoking a cigar?" Oops, hold on, my my other Mac Pro went out of went to sleep. So, again, I'm not trying to justify or even advocate, quote unquote, all natural cigar smoking or pipe smoking, but one of the elements in health and fitness is stress. And sometimes, whether you're a padre or you're a doc or you're a librarian or you work at the county, whatever, you work for the state, you're a teacher, there's just stress in our lives. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of stress. And the one thing that I really don't do is I don't really take care of that. I don't address it the way I should. Now, I certainly walk every day. I'm doing the physical fitness, which also helps to manage stress. But one of the things that I recognize as I go through the whole ketogenic diet, and it's not so much now where fortunately, I don't crave sugar. I'm not, I saw some pictures of some big hamburgers, and that made me a little bit hungry. But I'm going to have a wonderful dinner tonight. I'm going to have some grass-fed ground beef. I'm going to make it like what I call my paleo chili. But I'm going to put in it, I'm going to put some, instead of rice to fill it out, I'm going to put cauliflower, steamed little cauliflower grains in there. So it'll have kind of the same consistency as rice, but it won't be insulinemic, at least the way white rice is. So I'm looking forward to that, but it's going to be kind of like a mock chili, or I kind of call it my paleo chili, or the Padres chili. But anyway, I'm sure it's going to be quite tasty. So anyway, but I just want to say something about this whole dietary stuff, and you get to a certain point in life, and you realize there are no quick fixes. I guess that's what I want to say in closing, kind of. And I've noticed that in some ways I don't seem to, having the drastic weight loss that I did 3 years ago. For the most part, I've kept most of it off in the last 3 years, and I'm really happy about that. Even with some setbacks, some binges, I'll be honest, I got here a year ago, and the first month people were giving me boxes of See's candy and cakes and cookies and treats, and I indulged in those things. The problem was that when I got stressed out, instead of eating right, I would try to eat right, but I'd also give myself an excuse to binge on things that are not good. So it doesn't take many, you don't have to do that all the time before you begin to see a negative effect. And unfortunately, it does have a negative effect. And it will take your body, some time to get over that. So, I guess my last treat binge was about in late November. Maybe, no, I take that back. Probably the third week in December. I remember that because somebody gave me another box of See's candy, and I was off to the races. So anyway, maybe, even though I have not gained, I haven't lost or plummeted the way I was kind of expecting to. And it's going to take time, whether it's metabolic damage or it's just hormones that are out of whack. But the thing is, I have to be patient with this, and and one of the things that I learned the very first time I started losing the weight the first time, and I guess I will close with this thought, is simply that you have to not look at this as I'm going to do this for a period of time, and then when I'm done, woohoo, I'm going to go back to my old ways. If you do go back to your old ways, then you're just going to get into trouble again. kind of like an alcoholic who gives up drinking for Lent and then gets wasted on Easter Sunday afternoon. Not a pleasant experience. And also a very dangerous experience, to be honest with you. So what I'm discovering is that, okay, again, just like I don't, again, those of you who do enjoy, adult beverages, God bless you and enjoy. Do it responsibly, enjoy it with friends. Hey, I'm not here to rain on your parade at all. I just know that I don't care to drink anymore. It's just something I just don't, it's not part of my life anymore. It was a long time ago, but just not, I'm not interested in that. But the thing is that sweets and chocolate, and you can actually have some healthy chocolate variations. But matter of fact, I have a chocolate pudding recipe that you wouldn't believe what's in it, but it's absolutely probably one of the most healthy things you could actually eat, and it tastes amazing, and it's good for you, and it doesn't raise your insulin. Anyway, one of these days I'll share that recipe with you. Actually, I think I probably did in one of my other videos a couple of years ago, so you can go back and check my videos. I'm sure I think I shared a little bit of that with you once or twice, maybe. Anyway, so what you have to do is you eventually have to not so much think about I'm having to deny myself all these goodies, and then maybe at some later date I can reintroduce them. I think that's kind of the where things really break down. But what you do is you discover the good, quote unquote, whether it's healthy things or sustaining things in your diet. Those are the things that you want to now reincorporate, and you see those as something that's enjoyable and satisfying, and they're also nutritious. And if you're doing that, eventually you don't crave the double chocolate overflow cake from Nugget markets like I used to. You basically enjoy what you have, and you don't think about the other thing. That's the secret, I think. That is the real secret, is to get beyond wanting those other things. Yeah, wanting is, and this is a video for a whole nother time, but wanting gets us, at least I'm going to say this, it gets me into a whole lot of trouble. When I start wanting something badly, that's when I get into trouble. So anyway, hope you got something out of that today. Thanks for watching. I'm going to be playing with the green screen in iMovie and see if I can do an iMovie green screen, and we'll just see. There'll be maybe a little trick here that you'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.